one trophy that is the goal of every competitive bass angler in the United States, a chance to go and compete in the World Championship of Bass Fishing, the Bassmaster Classic. For over 40 years, it's been the Bassmaster Classic and everything else. The prestige is there. Your status as a legend is confirmed when you win this incredible, incredible tournament. I'm Tommy Sanders. Thank you for being with us today. And of course, for the fourth consecutive year now, the Carhartt Bassmaster College Series is sending one angler, one qualified angler, to the Bassmaster Classic. And who better to talk about the Classic than Dave Mercer again here this week with the analysis.
I thought you were sending me there for a split second.
Well, you get to go too. You're there every year as the host. Of course, he hosts all our Bassmaster Elite Series events, and there is nothing like the Classic. I mean, for a college angler to be able to go there is beyond huge.
It's incredible. When you really stop to think about it, less than 600 people, of all the people that bass fish all around the world, less than 600 of them have made a trip. And to know that a college angler is being represented in that field is really something special and truly life-changing.
Well, like our national championship, this one's taking place in the mountains of North Georgia at Chautauqua Reservoir.
That's right, Tommy. Chautauqua Reservoir. That is the place where it is all going down. 7,000-acre reservoir and 132 miles of shoreline, which is going to be key for our Carhartt College anglers.
Well, they should know this place. All our teams who qualified for the national championship have fished here at least 2 and as much as 3 days in competition, including our 4th place finishers in the national championship, the team from Tennessee Tech, Robert Giarla and Bentley Manning. We got a deep water guy and a shallow water guy.
Oh, the old grass pig.
Yes, Robert is the grass pig. University of Louisiana, Monroe in the mix as well, Brett Pruitt and Jackson Blackett.
Keep her on, baby.
Third place finishers in the national championship, and you've got to watch those guys. They are very entertaining. A very intimidating 2 anglers from Bethel University, Parker and Roberts.
Yeah! What am I talking about?
Yeah. And our number 1 team, the top 2 seeds, Jake Whitaker, Andrew Helms of the national champions, University of North Carolina, Charlotte.
Got him. Bam, baby, boom!
Chose to go shallow all day long, and that's what did it. Came from behind, in fact, to nail down the championship trophy.
10 pounds, 12 ounces. UNC Charlotte has done it. Your national champions right there.
Your national champs, University of North Carolina, Charlotte, they will be the top 2 seeds in this classic qualification. Bracketed competition, single elimination, and there we go. Whitaker, Giarla, Parker, and Blackett on the left side of the brackets here. And of course, we'll go to the other side in this competition, Helms versus Manning, Matt Roberts versus Brett Pruitt. So we have got a major series of matches coming up, starting with the round of 8.
That's right. We started with thousands of anglers and just 8 remain. These anglers will never have a better opportunity their entire life. One of these 8 is going to go to the Bassmaster Classic.
We will get those matches started when we return.
The Carhartt Bassmaster College Series is brought to you by Carhartt and by Livingston Lures.
Eight anglers who competed as part of a team throughout the Carhartt Bassmaster College Series National Championship come back for 3 days of fishing in the bracketed competition for a single slot, fishing now as individual anglers for a single spot in the World Championship of Bass Fishing, the Bassmaster Classic. We're in the boat with Zach Parker of Bethel University.
Man, we're at the Classic bracket for bass, and it's an awesome experience. We're fixing to see what happens today. We're gonna have a lot of fun no matter what, and we're gonna try to catch a few fish. I'm gonna start off just trying to catch the limit real fast, and yeah, I'm not changing anything up. We caught a ton of fish yesterday, lost some big ones, and so I'm pretty excited about today. We'll see what happens. It's a keeper. Stay on. Stay on, boy. That's what I like to hear. Favorite sound this week. Get around. Hold on. Stay on, boy. Come on. Yes! Yeah! Whoo! That's what I'm talking about. Barely had him hooked, too. Woo! That'll make you feel good right there.
Bethel University is truly a powerhouse in collegiate competition. Zach Parker has relied on one technique, drop shotting a roboworm all week long. Can it pan out for the Classic?
Yeah, dance with what brung you. Jake Whitaker, UNC Charlotte, taking the same philosophy, doing what he's done all week long, top water, shallow.
Not a bad one.
You got it.
Everyone we've been catching like this week's had it done there.
Topwater has been key for this team, and it continues on. Can the confidence of winning the national championship send him right through to the Bassmaster Classic?
Or would it be Brett Pruitt right here, University of Louisiana, Monroe? We saw them have such good success during the championship, fishing boat docks in a lot of shallow water environments, but he's out here today doing something very, very different. He is looking for those schooling bass, and from the look of it, he's had some early success.
Key adjustments have paid off for Pruitt in this tournament, but he's not the only one that is looking at those schooling fish. Bentley Manning from Tennessee Tech University prides himself on being an offshore fisherman. He has got his eye on some schooling fish as well. The question becomes, are they the right size?
Come on, come on. There he is. Oh, there's schooling fish. Small, too small. You see how many's with it? I don't think he's gonna do it. 10-inch fish. He wouldn't take it for it anyway.
And that is what you do, Tommy, when a fish jumps out of your hand before you get to measure it. You just say it wouldn't have measured.
Probably a short, probably a short. University of Louisiana, Monroe's Jackson Blackett fished with Brett Pruitt to third place in the national championship. He's doing a little bit of what they did during the 3 days, fishing a bit of the shallow boat dock situation and then mixing it in with some other options.
There's one. Are you kidding me? He's a big keeper. These fish don't seem like they're here like they were yesterday. Why couldn't you have been 4 pounds? You know there's big ones that live down there. Freaking 4-pounders coming out of the water over there. Good one. Oh. That's nice. I ain't caught a fish in 2 hours.
Jackson Blackett having, an incredible day by most standards, catching lots of different fish, just about everything that swims. But you see right there the relaxation station? Well, that's basically what his live well is at this point, Tommy, because there is no fish in there yet.
Absolutely. He's looking for some keepers. Has a serious deficit going in this match he's got going on today. A tough draw in this first round match against Zach Parker from Bethel University.
One of y'all's gonna be 3 pounds eventually.
Well, they will or they won't. Jackson Blackett feeling a little bit of frustration there, still looking for a keeper to bring to the weigh-in stand. Meanwhile, his opponent in this first round match, Zach Parker, things couldn't be going better for him. This angler who's seriously spent a lot of time finding these brush piles on this water in Lake Chautauqua, had a good start earlier this morning. Put a good fish in the boat early.
That's right, Tommy. All of those countless hours he spent not fishing in free fish, just using his electronics, graphing around, well, you're seeing that starting to pay off here today. So much pressure has been on this body of water through this whole competition, and all those countless hours spent graphing are really paying off in a big way.
Yeah, this is about the 8th day counting practice and everything these anglers have been on the water, it really requires of them some adjustment making as this tournament moves on.
Need a net. Oh gosh, barely hooked. That's why he felt so big. Had him hooked on the side. That was about 45 foot of water. Had to switch over to a 1/4 ounce to get him to bite it. Thank you, dear Lord.
Going to be a pretty good limit for Zach Parker of Bethel University. We're about to head to the weigh-in when we come back and see who the 4 anglers are who will advance to round number 2, the semifinals in the Carhartt Bassmaster College Series Classic Qualifier. 8 anglers trying to qualify for the Bassmaster Classic, the World Championship of Bass Fishing here at the Carhartt Bassmaster College Series. Well, in the wake of the championship, last year's Classic bracket, a lot of excitement in Muskegon, Michigan, as Jordan Lee of Alabama, Auburn's Jordan Lee, after coming so close so many times, in fact, losing out to his brother in 2012 for this slot, notches the Bassmaster Classic spot on basically his home lake of Lake Guntersville, and what a thrill to compete there.
From Auburn, Alabama, here comes Jordan Lee.
Make some noise. Here's your Carhartt College Bass Champion. Oh boy, who let the hogs out?
This is what I've dreamed of since I was a kid. You know, I have everybody here in my home state too. I mean, this is all I ever wanted to do, and you know, to be here, having my family here, man, I can't even talk.
What an incredible experience for Jordan Lee, but that was then, this is now. Who is going to the Bassmaster Classic? Jake Whitaker representing the 49ers on day number 1 with 2 pounds 3 ounces. Can the number 1 seed move on?
Disappointing for him up against Robert Giarla from Tennessee Tech University. Can Robert Giarla beat 2 pounds and 3 ounces? And yes, it turns out he can. 5 pounds 4 ounces. He's going to move around to the second round of competition, the semifinals.
Can the 49ers be represented by Andrew Helms? He went out on day number 1 of this bracket competition with the number 2 seed, and unfortunately his luck had run out. No fish on day number 1.
So all Bentley Manning's got to do is come in with 1 fish, and well, that's exactly what Bentley Manning did. No need overdoing it on this day number 1. 1 fish for 1 pound 4 ounces. He moves on.
Zach Parker, all those hours of work spent graphing. Is it going to pay off here? Well, indeed it is. The biggest bag of the bracket, 10 pounds 13 ounces. And the number 3 seed is sitting pretty.
Zach Parker of Bethel making it look easy. A great day on day number 1. We saw Jackson Blackett out there from ULM. Yes, that's the way it wound up for him. No keepers in the boat. Zach Parker moves on.
Zach's partner, Matt Roberts from Bethel University, trying to punch his ticket into the next round. And on day number 1 comes in with 1 fish. But we've seen 1 fish can be just enough. 2 pounds 5 ounces.
Well, he's up against Brett Pruitt, University of Louisiana, Monroe. And as we saw today, Brett Pruitt changing it up a little bit, going after those schooling fish in a big way. Turns out that was the right decision. He puts 4 keepers in the boat, 7 pounds 1 ounce to make it to round number 2 of this classic qualifying competition.
4 down and 4 to go, Tommy. Our field is set for round number 2. Robert Giarla is going to be taking on Zach Parker, while Bentley Manning is throwing his luck up against Brett Pruitt.
Yeah, we'll wind up with 2 anglers left who will face it down head-to-head on this final day for that 1 spot in the Bassmaster Classic. Ready to go with this semifinal round right now. These anglers probably a little bit punch drunk from being on Chautauqua Lake for now their 9th straight day in a row. How about Brett Pruitt? What an interesting story. Bass fishing's his sport in college, but at one point it was going to be baseball.
Well, I always had a dream of playing professional baseball ever since I was little, being all-state in baseball and everything, and I always just loved competing. And I ended up having an accident after I graduated high school. The day after I graduated, I got elbowed in my right eye, and it tore my optic nerve, and I'm blind in my right eye. I started fishing after that. This is my dream now, and I'm gonna pursue it to the very end, no matter whether I may win today or it sure would be nice to go ahead and win today, go on tomorrow and try to win to go to the Classic, because that's everybody's rooting for me back home. all my friends and prayers is being said everywhere, and it's amazing to be this far. There's a good one. Come on, baby. Eat it. Oh, man. Could y'all tell if that was a bass, that big one? Or was it?
You could tell by the sound something bad just happened there, Dave Mercer.
Something very, very, I don't even, that is one of the nastiest, scariest looking things. If that happened to me, Tommy Sanders, no doubt in the world, I'd be laying in the fetal position right now, crying.
It's stuck past the bar. It don't matter to me. What you think would be better?
One of them's ripped so bad.
It ain't even bleeding?
It's not bleeding bad, it's just barely trickling out, but
could you could you just get
hook off?
But yeah, and just like where we can get it and leave enough to pull it out later? If I left it like that, you think I can fish with it?
Yeah, I think you can fish with it fine. It ain't gonna probably catch on nothing. I mean, it ain't.
Oh, the bait's already out?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh. I didn't know there was I thought the bait was, where'd the bait go?
It's in the floor down there.
All right, yeah, let's go. All right, we're good.
That was our reporter and photographer, Shea Baker, being pressed into action as sort of the emergency medical technician there. But that is a frightening moment right there. And what a blow. It pulled out the split ring, almost straightened it out.
Tommy, if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. If I have a hook lodged in my flesh, there's nobody I'd rather have on hand than Shea Baker.
Absolutely, especially if it's in your skull. Well, this guy, hey, Brett Pruitt, no problem. He's back fishing immediately.
I can't even understand what I'm seeing here. The fact that he's right back to fishing, but you want to make the Bassmaster Classic? You're going to have to gut it out just a little bit.
Be a spot, please. Stay down. Maybe a keeper. I think it's a keeper. Shoot, yeah, if they start eating this thing, I can throw that. I'll catch them on it back home.
Who says that fishing isn't a sport? There's no disabled list in this sport.
No, and you can't take your eye off this guy, Brett Pruitt, man. He's making it exciting. As the blood, as Shea Baker put it, just barely trickling out, he continues to fish against this man, Bentley Manning, who only had one fish, but managed to advance to round number 2 on day 1 of this tournament.
Now, if I'm Bentley Manning and somebody tells me, hey, guess what? The guy you're competing against just lodged a hook in the back of his head, I'm thinking that this is going to be a walk in the park. But what you have to remember is the man he has to beat had the second biggest bag on day number 1 of bracket competition.
That's a little better one. There we are. Come on, stay on there, girl. Stay on there. Come on, stay on there. Nope. Oh, come on. Good Lord, no. That's a good start. Good start. There it comes. There we are. It's a good start. I don't believe I gotta measure that one, do you? After the past few days, that fish right there is a relief. I mean, now all I'm looking for is 4 more bites. I mean, I'll be happy with another fish like that. I mean, it's a 3-pound fish. But now all I'm looking for is 4 more bites.
Great start to his day, Bentley Manning, and you see how he lays it out. He's going to use that one for his kicker fish, and it's a good largemouth. He can fill in a limit. He's going to be in good shape as we take it over to Zach Parker on the other side.
Well, this bracket, everybody in this tournament has got to be looking at Parker with 10 pounds, 13 ounces, the biggest bag on day number 1 of bracket competition. And the big story this week is how he found these fish. Spent an incredible amount of time not actually fishing. In pre-fish, he just idled around using his graph to find that structure and has caught almost every single fish on one technique, on one bait, a robo worm, and he's drop shotting and is paying off here today.
Two big screens on the front of his boat, and he has located some prime real estate in the form of these brush piles. Now he has to make little adjustments. Certain days he has to back off from them, so certain days he drops right straight down on them, but he has been the master of them all week long.
Oh, big it. Oh my God. It's down, baby. Largemouth, big one. Come on, baby. Come to me, come to me. Get in the boat. Yes! Number 3.
Zach Parker of Bethel University just keeping it rolling the way he has all week long. Definitely got some momentum in the semifinal round. When we come back, we'll see how it's stacking up against his opponent in this round, Robert Giarla of Tennessee Tech University. That and more when we come back to round number 2.
No, get the boat. Man, if I lost that fish, I would have slapped myself in the face.
The semifinal round of our classic bracket competition. One spot in the World Championship of Bass Fishing for these college athletes at the Carhartt Bassmaster College Series. We've seen so much today so far in this round from Brett Pruitt, University of Louisiana in Monroe. What a great story he has. Had a baseball career ahead of him. An injury put that out of question, and now he is all in with the fishing. And earlier today, well, hooking himself in the back of the head, a very, very violent blow with that crankbait, but he picks up the rod, fires it out there within 5 seconds. You can't miss an opportunity with these schooling fish.
Schooling fish, one of the most frustrating fish to fish for because you're leaving the odds in their favor, but hooks in your head, it don't matter. He's catching them.
Don't be a striper, be a keeper. Oh, yes, a spot. No, get the boat. I didn't land on your equipment, did I? God, I gotta look. Oh, I cannot. These things ain't like largemouth back home grabbing on their stomach. Man. It looked like she had it, but I knew she wasn't on there. My bait was under the water. She ended up eating it when it was under the water before it floated back up. Man, if I'd have lost that fish, I would have slapped myself in the face. No. Gosh.
Basically, by any means necessary. That's what this competition's all about. I mean, it doesn't have to be pretty.
You got to watch Brett Pruitt. You cannot take your eyes off him. But we have to. Zach Parker's having another fantastic day today. And we talk about these adjustments he makes. He stays on the brush piles, but according to the sunlight and the clouds, he's got to make a few little fine-tuning things. Shea Baker's with him.
All right, we've got a lot of sunshine here, round 2 of the bracket. It's going to put these fish down in the brush. The thing is that when the sun comes out, you got to back off the brush. You can't get over top of it. We've seen Zach do that all week. That's how they can finish second in the national championship. You got to back off the brush. You got to know exactly where you're throwing, and you got to work it through there real slow. And he's had to really slow down to get the bites he's got in the last couple of days. Right now, if he can get one big one, he may seal the deal.
I definitely think it hurts that shallow bite a little bit because I think they can see your bait a little bit more better in the sun. For me, it helped me. It positioned my fish to where I knew exactly where they were. They were pretty close to the brush, and most of the time they were in it. Go. Largemouth. It's number 5. Found this spot yesterday. scanning. Hadn't never fished it, ever. Yes.
Tommy, Zach Parker continues to impress me. We've talked about how much time he spent scanning, but you heard what he said right there. He found that spot yesterday, so he was actually scanning for new spots while he was competing.
Yeah, he's making it hard on these other guys, particularly his opponent today, Robert Giarla of Tennessee Tech. We saw earlier, he's got one fish on the boat, and it's not of much size. Now, he's had his opportunities today. Things have not really, well, he hasn't fished clean, I guess is the only way to put it. You've got to do that when you're in head-to-head competition like this.
That's right, Tommy. Not only is it a pressure cook in this competition, but look at his draw. I mean, talk about the short straw.
Bad
you
luck.
Drew the guy who had the biggest weight yesterday, so you can't slip up one little bit.
Come on, boy. My bad. God almighty, man. 2 of them. I still see them. God, you gonna miss it too when I stop it. Come on, Sammy.
Ouch, that's painful to watch. Those are the mistakes that will haunt you, Tommy.
My fault, he says right there, so he's just going to have to take what he's got, head to the weigh-in and see what happens.
Robert defeated Jake Whitaker, reigning national champion yesterday, bringing us 1 fish today. 1 pound, 5 ounces is the new mark for Robert. That's what Zach Parker is going to have to beat. Step over there to the left, Robert, and hold that up for everyone to see. There you go, folks. Tennessee Tech, Robert Giarla.
Single fish, less than 1.5 pounds, so chances not looking good for Robert Giarla as Zach Parker heads to the weigh-in stand.
Looks like Zach has had a great day out on the water. He is bringing us a limit of fish. He weighed in a limit yesterday worth 10 pounds, 13 ounces. See if he can beat that today. 9 pounds, 9 ounces, and Zach Parker advances. Getting it done for Bethel University.
Zach Parker will advance to the finals. He's been unstoppable through the first 2 rounds of this competition. Bentley Manning squeaked through with a single fish. Day number 1, he's got 2 fish today, but will that be enough?
Bentley's bringing us 2 fish today. This will set the mark for what Brett Pruitt of Monroe has to beat. 2 fish. 4 pounds, 11 ounces. So 411 is the new mark. Bentley reaching there. Hold them up for everyone. Bentley Manning of Tennessee Tech right there.
411, so for Bentley Manning, better than day 1's effort, but will it be enough to hold off Brett Pruitt? You can't say he hasn't worked it today. He has been all over the place. An eventful day for Brett Pruitt, and what he has in the bag will determine whether he moves on.
He's bringing us a limit of fish, looking for 412 to put him into the final round. Nine pounds, 5 ounces. Brett, shake hands with Bentley real fast. Let's hear it for Bentley Manning, Tennessee Tech. Awesome tournament for those guys. There you go, folks. From Monroe, Brett Pruitt.
So it's Brett Pruitt going to face off against Zach Parker in the final round. One of these 2 anglers will be headed to the Bassmaster Classic.
We started with thousands of anglers and whittled it down to just 2. Ahead for these 2, a very sleepless night as they get ready to do battle one more day. They are just a few bites away from the Bassmaster Classic being the 4th ever collegiate competitor.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Nice largemouth. Right here. Yes, yes. Woo! Yeah.
Down to 2. Who's it going to be?
Final day of the Carhartt Bassmaster College Series, and what that means is 2 anglers are left. 2 anglers battling for one day for one final spot in the Bassmaster Classic, the World Championship of Bass Fishing. Zach Parker, Brett Pruitt, getting ready to head out and fish for 8 hours, but you know they got plenty of thoughts in their heads.
Yeah, one of us is going. I think it's just an awesome experience just being here. I mean, I gotta go out and just think of it as, you know, just another day. And I can't think about going to the Classic. It's just 1 fish at a time. I'm fishing for five or six bites. That's it.
All the dreams can come true today. It's no matter what happens, I'm
I'm glad to be put in this opportunity to have a chance to do this, and it's been a lot of hard work, and I know Zach's been through a lot too to get here, and no matter what, I'm gonna have to go out there and fish and give it my all, and never look back.
I gotta stay mentally focused. I can't get down on myself, no matter what happens, either way.
I woke up this morning and like, I gotta go fish to try to make it to the Classic today. And it's all happened. It's just been nonstop. You ain't had time to think about it. We've been fishing for 10 days in a row now, and it's awesome.
One thing you keep hearing, Tommy, is each and every one of them keeps saying, I'm not thinking about the Bassmaster Classic. Well, one thing I can guarantee you, with every single cast, every bait choice, every move they make, the first thing they think of is the Bassmaster Classic.
Let's go to just about the geographical center of this 7,000-acre lake, Chateaugue Lake. Find Brett Pruitt, University of Louisiana, Monroe. And unlike the national championship, he is focusing just about solely on these fish, these rising fish, these schoolers this week.
With all the pressure and everything on the line today, you can have your gear all set, your techniques all riddled down, but basically at this point, it's up to the fish. Will they surface?
To feel confident, I'd probably have to have about 14, 15 pounds. Because Zach's a good fisherman, he's been catching them every day. And I probably still wouldn't feel comfortable with that. But I would like to have that going up there. There's a good one. I don't know if it's a keeper, but. Yeah, it's a keeper. Don't. Another big spot was with her.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Nice largemouth. Number one.
Glad to get that fish in the boat. At least he got one, get the monkey off the back.
There's a big old spot was with her trying to chase her. Probably bigger than her.
That first bite of the day, that first fish, relieves an incredible amount of pressure, knowing that you've got one in the box. But the scary thing is Zach Parker, the guy he's fishing against, really mathematically has basically outfished this entire field here to this point, and he's done it with one approach, and that is a drop shot with a robo worm, and it has paid off, and he's going to ride that horse to the end.
And what's fun to watch about these two guys, two completely different approaches. Again, the rising fish, the top waters, go to the schoolers for Brett Pruitt, and Zach Parker, just a completely different thing. All these brush piles, he sought out, and very technical about the way he fishes them with the changing conditions.
That's right, you'd look at this and just think he's found the brush piles, he's got to fish them. Well, each day he has to relocate those fish into where they're sitting in the brush piles. Depending on the conditions he's confronted, whether it's the light levels, the amount of wind, those fish move, and he has to adjust with them.
Yeah, this is where I've been starting every morning. Usually catch a limit pretty quick, and usually get a big bite, but we'll get one. It just takes a little time. Those berry ones are probably sitting out there a little deeper still.
Well, just about every fishing day, Zach Parker has not wasted time getting a limit into the boat. He's on his way now. The fish today, though, not as big as they have been. And meanwhile, back to Brett Pruitt. And something, as you mentioned it before, Dave, this is not for everybody because you're not in control of what's going to happen next.
Pruitt's approach here basically requires the nerves of steel, because the one thing he's definitely not in control of, Tommy, is time. And time is ticking away with every moment, waiting for those fish to finally fire. You've left the ball in the fish's court.
Oh. Get it. Oh, come on, girl. Oh my God, eat it. Hit it twice. Come on, girl. Stay on there. It's a good one. Number 2. That's a nice bonus. There wasn't even a fish jumping. I thought I seen something move over there. She was hooked good too. Thank you, Lord. I cannot get hooks out without hooking myself.
All right, yet another small injury there mentioned by Brett Pruitt, and a good keeper right there. So things are working for him on this final day as we head out to Zach Parker. He's got some fish, small ones so far, and so much of this battle is a mental game, just staying in the game after 10 days.
That's right, an incredible mental and physical grind. And if you're going to win this event, you need to go into it with that mindset and manage your fish from day number 1.
It's pretty cool. All my buddies at home would appreciate that. We're out here for 6 days, and tournament, a 6-day tournament is pretty much what it is. And managing your fish is key to keep going. And I think I did that today. I tried to, I spent an hour just on my Lowrance electronics, just looking for fish and looking for brush that had the fish in it.
Yes. Go, stay on, baby. Stay on. Stay on, baby. No, stay down. Stay on, stay down. Stay down, stay down, stay down. Come right here, right here, right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. Yes, yes! Woo! Yeah! Thank you, dear Lord, thank you. We ain't going nowhere. Thank you, dear Lord. 25 like that right there.
How huge is that fish? Nothing but small ones so far for Zach Parker, and now he's got the one that could anchor a great limit and perhaps win this thing. Quick look at the leaderboard, and he has got the upper hand over Brett Pruitt.
He definitely does, but the thing to remember, Tommy, this is still an incredibly tight bracket. With Pruitt, his style of fishing, it can be a painstakingly slow waiting game, but when it happens, it can happen fast and big.
The Carhartt Bassmaster College Series is brought to you by Carhartt. And by Livingston Lures.
Carhartt Bassmaster College Series. This is the final nail biter, the final round. 2 anglers left in competition for one spot in the World Championship, the Bassmaster Classic. One of them, Brett Pruitt, University of Louisiana, Monroe, doing his best to hang in there.
As time ticks away, the question becomes, will one of those giant schools finally fire in front of Pruitt, and will he be able to take advantage of it? The frustrating thing about these schools is sometimes they are mixed. There's a lot of striped bass in that school, and that's not what he's after. He's after spotted bass or largemouth. But don't let the striped bass fool you. They're mixed together.
Oh, it's a bite thing. No, it's a striper. There's a big one, giant. That's a bass. She's big. She's really big. That's one close to 4 right there. Good job. Oh, my bad. It's so hard to take your time when you hear him coming up around, but I seen her come out the water. I knew I needed her. That's the one I was talking about, y'all. I needed that good fish before. Oh, thank you, Lord, thank you.
Timely fish right there for Brett Pruitt. He had fallen behind, and that's going to pull him very near Zach Parker's total. And these guys, their styles couldn't be any different. They're both looking for the same result, just going about it a different way.
That's right, Tommy. Both looking for fish. One of them looking for the fish on the surface, and Parker obviously using his electronics. And right here what you're seeing, prime example of just how advanced today's collegiate anglers are, using his graph like a finely tuned Elite Series Pro.
Glad I made that one more cast. This feels like a good one. Oh yeah, this is a heavy one right here. Come here, come here, come here. Yes! Woo! It's gonna be a big call right there. Woo!
A little bit of pressure off of Zach Parker there. That is another good one for him. Meanwhile, Brett Pruitt, none of these guys know what the other guy's catching, but they do have a good instinct on what they need at the end of the day, and the answer is always more.
This is the most nerve-wracking way of fishing. But the Lord's blessed me today. Hopefully I can cull 2 more fish. Zach might be catching them awesome. I told myself I had to execute and take my time and grab every one of them. At least I was a little better at doing that today so far. There's a good one. This one's gonna cull.
One trophy that is the goal of every competitive bass angler in the United States. A chance to go and compete in the World Championship of Bass Fishing, the Bassmaster Classic. For over 40 years, it's been the Bassmaster Classic and everything else. The prestige is there. Your status as a legend is confirmed when you win this incredible tournament. I'm Tommy Sanders. Thank you for being with us today. And of course, for the 4th consecutive year now, the Carhartt Bassmaster College Series is sending one qualified angler to the Bassmaster Classic. And who better to talk about the Classic than Dave Mercer again here this week with the analysis.
I thought you were sending me there for a split second.
Well, you get to go too. You're there every year as the host. Of course, he hosts all our Bassmaster Elite Series events. And there is nothing like the Classic. I mean, for a college angler to be able to go there is beyond huge.
It's incredible. When you really stop to think about it, less than 600 people, of all the people that bass fish all around the world, less than 600 of them have made a trip. And to know that a college angler is being represented in that field is really something special and truly life-changing.
Well, like our national championship, this one's taking place in the mountains of North Georgia at Chautauqua Reservoir.
That's right, Tommy. Chatoog Reservoir. That is the place where it is all going down. 7,000-acre reservoir and 132 miles of shoreline, which is going to be key for our Carhartt College anglers.
They should know this place. All our teams who qualified for the national championship have fished here at least 2 and as much as 3 days in competition, including our 4th place finishers in the national championship qualifier, Brett Pruitt, and here he is, our classic qualifier, Brett Pruitt, and congratulations. I know there's a million things going through your mind when something like that happens. What's the main thing? What hit you the hardest about winning this one?
Just the fact that I'm getting to go to the Bassmaster Classic, and that's my dream come true, and it's an amazing feeling, and every morning I wake up, I'm excited just thinking about that and what's to come.
This is your chance. I mean, you look in that camera right now, and you can do one of those moments, you know, like that Babe Ruth pointing for the home run. I mean, if it doesn't work out, we'll all forget about it. But this is your chance to look right in that camera and tell all those Elite Series pros what you're going to do when Brett runs wild on you.
I'm going to tell them that they're some of the best in the world, and I look forward to seeing them. And I want to be there and be able to compete against them. I can learn from every one of them because they do have one thing on me. They got a lot of experience, and some of them has been there before. But if it ain't the end of the world if I don't win, but I'm going to give it 100% if I win, and I'm going to be back there again if I win. No matter what, I'm going to try to keep on making it to the Classic every year, and that's going to be my goal, and I look forward to seeing the guys.
All right, Brett, thank you so much. Brett Pruitt, our qualifier for the Bassmaster
2015
Classic.
champ.
Could be the world champion. You're maybe looking at him right here. Thanks for joining us. Carhartt Bassmaster National Championship and Classic qualifiers. What a year it has been. Congratulations to everyone from across the nation who competed in their college programs to make it here. We'll see you next year.